Hello and welcome to the first Crypto Meditations. Today we're going to look into the implications that IBM's new world wire may have on not only cryptocurrency as a whole, but SWIFT and most importantly Ripple's interledger protocol and ultimately XRP. As we know, over about a year ago, IBM announced plans for what they're calling World Wire, and pretty much on its face, it looks like it's a competitor to what Ripple's doing with their interledger protocol. They're getting banks all tied into their network, and they're choosing a different cryptocurrency, Stellar Lumen's XLM, to be their bridge currency, whereas the interledger protocol uses XRP. Myself, I'm a big fan of XRP. It's one of my most held assets. I think it's the best cryptocurrency in the world. And knowing that I have money invested in it, I'm always, when I'm encountered other news, it's always a good idea to look at these things objectively, right? I don't want to go into this blindly and just assume that XRP and the interledger protocol is going to be the thing that takes over Swift. So when I hear about IBM coming out with WorldWire, I really want to contemplate this to know, I want to ultimately decide, am I holding the right currency here? I don't want to be in the situation like MySpace to Facebook or Yahoo to Google. I don't want to have my money on this horse and then another horse flies by, but I'm too married to XRP that I'm not seeing this other horse coming. So over the last few days, I've really meditated on this world wire and its implications on XRP. And at the end of the day, I was surprised at what my final thoughts were. And looking forward to sharing that with you. But let's first kind of talk about what's going on here. Initially, back in November of 2018, when IBM announced WorldWire, they made it clear that they didn't plan to use any other cryptocurrencies. They stated that Bitcoin was a non-starter. They decided on XLM probably because one, it had all the benefits of XRP, fast, feeless. Also, it's a nonprofit, easier to adopt. If they're coming after Ripple and Ripple's network of banks, it might be more easy to go adopt XLM as your bridge currency than to try to use your competitor's cryptocurrency. So initially, they say XLMs are our currency. We're not going to consider any others. Okay. Now, that would make sense. They need to stand themselves apart and create this new system. Well, just yesterday, I read an article where IBM stated that they plan to eventually use other cryptocurrencies. They mentioned Bitcoin and Ethereum, which I think is going to be very difficult for the banking industry to adopt for obvious reasons, the slow speed of it and the high transaction fees. They didn't mention incorporating XRP as a possible bridge currency. But let's think about this. They've just announced that they're going to allow other currencies that banks can choose to settle their cross-border payments. So we know, based on everything that's happening right now, XRP is there's so many more pairings with XRP. It's being picked up by every exchange. At some point, IBM's WorldWire is going to offer XRP as a possible bridge currency, should both banks agree to use XRP as the bridge currency. All right, so now that we think it's pretty safe to say that that is a possibility, let's fast forward a couple years from now, right? Well, right now, Ripple and their interledger protocol has a huge lead over anybody else in this space that's competing with Swift, right? Ripple's already got over 200 banks, okay? So a couple years from now, say Ripple has 500 banks. And let's say IBM at that point is where Ripple's at now, 200 banks, okay? So now we've got 500 banks plus on the Ripple side, and they're using XRP as their settlement currency, and things are running smoothly, and banks are adopting this way of doing things. Meanwhile, you have IBM who's just getting started, okay? Now they're able to offer additional currencies for settlement besides XLM, XRP. So now you've got this new starting company, IBM's WorldWire, and now they have the option to use XRP. Now these banks are going to want to transact with each other. They're two different networks that will want to do business together, okay? The banks on the XRP side, on the Ripple side, they're only bridge currency that they can use is XRP. So they're going to require that whenever they're doing business with IBM's little network of banks. So once they allow it, XRP is going to be the bridge currency. These other banks can still use Stellar, XLM, but why would they? XRP is going to have more liquidity and it's going to have be connected to more banks. So sure they could use Bitcoin, but they're going to choose the one that's being adopted by most of the banks. So if this is the case, then what IBM is doing, I'm hearing all these YouTube videos and reading all these articles from the press saying that this is, going to come after Ripple. But no, what's really happening, if this is the case, is IBM is actually an ally to Ripple. IBM is building. We have another behemoth company, IBM, that's building a network of banks that are eventually going to use XRP to settle their transactions. So this is a blessing in a disguise. I can't help but to think. And as far as IBM's concerned, they don't care what cryptocurrency is used. They're going to get their fees from their network of banks using their banking network, and XRP stands to benefit. So that's where my crypto meditation ended. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. Did I miss something? How's my logic? Is it sound? Please comment with any thoughts, or let me know if I'm on track or if there's something else to consider. Thanks for tuning in.